Right then people, we are finally here. Melee DPS math. Now I have to say from the off, this is very, very rough. What really would have helped me out is if the game stated how long the different combos on the different weapons were. However, it does seem to be that from preliminary testing that there are different melee weapon types, as it were. And these types are flail, sword, hammer, spear, scythe, and what I'm just calling other, which is the sort of odd ones out. All the flails, swords, hammers, spears and scythes within their respective class have pretty much identical combo durations. So all the hammers will have the same combo duration, etc, etc. Same for the swords. There are two outstanding on that, which I'm putting under other, which are the Guardian Axe as well as the Scar of the Jungle God. They are the only two outstanding, so I've put them in a separate category. Now, I've done a lot of math and trying to roll around with a headache, trying to figure out how all of this works, and one thing that I have definitely decided on trying to show as well on just how capable they are in the early game as well as the end game. However, the end game does require a little bit more forethought as well as skill, because of where you don't heal enough to maintain, as I would recommend even using the Twisted set or Leech Amber. You will need to focus on your dodging quite a bit more, and to capitalize on that I would recommend using the Akari set. Overall, melee is pretty damn good. It just falls short on a expectation because of previous games, and this being the first Souls-like with guns, there's a certain want to shoot things. This is what I'm running, so it'll be weapon with damage and then combo duration and then charge combo duration. To figure out the non-charge DPS, it's simple: damage divided by the combo duration times the duration, which is going to be 10 seconds. And then we're going to be doing damage divided by the charge combo duration times the charge multiplier, which seems to be about times 3. I've just gone straight for times 3. Times time plus the effect of the weapon if it does have one, and this will give us our charged DPS. And at the bottom we're going to be doing versus king time, so how long that particular melee weapon took for me to focus down the king. Now I will admit I'm doing this on normal because I didn't want this video to be about 1 billion years long, as well as I just wanted to get in there, pound the thing, record the damage and move out. The only thing that upping the difficulty would do would give me more health give the king more health to play with, essentially. So anyway, let's actually get into this, and some of these are bizarre, weird and downright stupid. So up first we have the flails, and we're starting this one off with what was my favourite, the Butcher's Flail. 180 damage, non-charge combo is 2.2 seconds roughly, over a 10-second duration. It's a hefty chunk, but the charge combo is really where it's at. Adding in the corrosive multiplier or damage buff, it will only net you about another 300 damage, which is where that nerf really hit hard. So it still is going to be doing a lot of damage, but it's under what we would hope, and its time to kill the Undying King was 21 seconds. Wastelander's Flail is an interesting one. The main thing we're really going to be looking at here is quite simply the charged combo multiplier, because if we remove the corrosive bonus from the Butcher's Flail, the Wastelanders wins, which is quite entertaining. 23 seconds to kill the Undying King. Up next we have the largest populace within the game, which is swords, and the first one, Hero Sword, was bitterly disappointing. Non-charge combo is 720 damage roughly, and the charge combo is 1270, and adding in that what is meant to be the reach of the charge attack, which I thought would net me a little bit more, it really doesn't. Unless it is literally a millimeter away from the sword's edge, it's pointless. To put it into perspective, this is the Scrap Hatchet, which does normal combo is 1125, simply just due to the attack rate of it, and the charge attack is 2076. This is a good chunk more. Although the attack speed is higher, it should technically be in the other category, but I'm putting it in the swords anyway. For the Scrap Sword, Normal combo is 821 and the charge combo is 1800. This still beats out the hero sword, which is intriguing considering the amount of effort that you potentially have to go through to get the hero sword when scrap sword just auto beats it from the off. And then the one that I'm sure most people have been waiting for, Smolder. I've not equated the fire procking into the normal hits, which is 710 damage over 10 seconds. As for the charge combo, we are looking at 2457 with the 3 stack of fire in place. Now we move into the hammers, and one of which is a real surprise, the scrap hammer. Over its normal combo it's 1114 damage and its charge combo is 2600, and it took 16.8 seconds to kill the Undying King. This was ridiculous. Like, honestly, I cannot express to you how ridiculous that is, especially when you take into account the next weapon, Petrified Maul. 1071 damage and 2500 over its charge attack combo. This was a bitter disappointment. The only plus side to it is it pretty much staggers everything you hit, but it's singular target. Now it's time for the god weapon, Worldbreaker. There is so much that goes into this. Its normal combo is only 971 damage. However, its charge combo is 2493, but that is equating into it that there is one additional target that is hitting or getting hit by the bubble, which is approximately 10% of the damage. So what I'm showing there is the one enemy you're hitting plus another guy somewhere that is still getting hit, and that is being hit for 10 seconds. This damage ramps up exponentially the more targets that are in range. The second equation that you can see there with 4,533 point a load of 3s and a 4 at the end damage is equating into there being 11 enemies, 1 you're hitting and then 10 around you. The maximum potential of this weapon is unknown, and it took me 17 seconds to kill the king. This weapon is a joke. It just goes up and up and up the more enemies are in range. It's stupid. Then we have the spears. The first one being pretty meh, and that is just the normal boring spear. Normal combo 822 damage, and the charge combo is 1666. Hail Satan. I kid, or do I? Anyway, the Lost Harpoon, this was a bitter disappointment because we had to equate in the damage from it scaling on itself, a bit like the beam rifle, but nowhere near as powerful. Normal combo 688, charge combo 1313. Meh. And then the hilarity, Voice of the Tempest. Normal combo, not taking any overcharge proc, is 829, but the charge combo, because every other hit will be an overcharge proc, which does 770 damage per hit without any buffs. Yeah, 5,416. Oh god, it's beautiful. Scythes. These were interesting because their charge combo is like 4.5 seconds long, but what they made up for it with is that charge combo, each initial attack is actually about 3 attacks. So normal combo is 671, but the charge attack is 3,478 on the normal Scythe, simply because of the multi-hit effect. On Riven it's downscaled a little bit, same effect is still there. Normal attack is 528, charge attack is 2,738, but you have to remember 10% of that, which is 273, is coming back to you in healing. Kind of puts it into perspective a little bit, doesn't it? So now it is time for Other, which is Guardian Axe and Scar of the Jungle God. Guardian Axe, it's official people, this is the weakest melee weapon in the game. 805 over its normal combo and 1,765 over its charge combo, and it took 33.3 seconds to kill the king. Scar of the Jungle God on the other hand, and there's a lot that goes into this, I'm sorry, purely because you can't equate the max stats because they last 20 seconds and not 10. So, over 10 seconds, the base attack with no bleeding is 585. The charge attacks are going to do 2,266, equating in the bleeding procs, and it took 17.6 seconds to do the king. However, charge attacks over a 20-second period alone do 2,722 damage. That is not a lot more than the 10 seconds, including the bleed effect. With the bleed effect at 20 seconds, it's another 1,800 damage. What this essentially means is the bleed's better than the frigging weapon, which is hilarious if you ask me. Yeah. Now, for a little bit of playing around, what I did after this was add in the two most overpowered melee capabilities in the game, and that is Voice of the Tempest with a bleed effect. So I'm literally just using throughout all of this Leto armor with the Leto amulet and the Leech Amber to get health back, and then just started using melee. So for this part, all I really did was just put Razor Stone and Voice of the Tempest on, and the end result with 0 buffs is, well, it's just hilarious. Like, honestly, it's just, I don't know how to explain this to you. This is, as far as I can figure, without putting any other buffs on, this is the highest DPS possible in the game, including range weapons. That there outperforms everything, which is fucking brilliant. It's honestly a bit of a joke. It's just so silly. Anyway, in the meantime, have fun, good luck, and don't die. It's bad for the health.